I fooled you. No, I didn't fool anyone. Listen, I understand that a lot of people do not come to these videos to just watch me talk. So I did a drawing for this one. I'm combining a couple more techniques. I'm taking some, the landscape, the abstract landscape. I'm gonna also do the doodle. And the way that I did it was like this. I took the landscape first. I did the landscape part first. And then I put the color in after that. After I did the ink, I put the wash in. I decided where I wanted certain things. I went back in with ink and added the little details I wanted to add, and I was very happy with it. I enjoyed this one. I think it's kind of like I guess if it looked more realistic, I would say it was more surreal, but it doesn't look realistic. It looks like an abstract landscape that I also put a doodle on top of it. So that's really what you're getting with this video. Now, while I'm doing that, I'm going to do a state of the channel and let you know what's going on, what's coming down the pike, some things that I tried, maybe I didn't work out so well, some other things that I'm going to try. I have a question about something that I used to do that I don't do anymore at all, but that's coming. It is coming. There's a reason why I can't do it right now. I'll talk about that, let you know what that is, and then I'm going to go ahead and do this in the future. It's coming. Just be patient with me. Alright, let's get right into it. So let me start with the biggest elephant in the room. If you notice up in the left part of the screen there in the top, you see a shadow. That's a shadow of things to come if I've ever seen one. I'm going to talk about that here in a little bit, but I didn't realize it was in the shot. Look, most professionals would kind of scan the area and try and figure out, okay, what's in the shot that I don't want in the shot. That's not what you get here. I've never claimed to be a professional a day in my life. I'm just having just as much fun as hopefully you are, and I'm an amateur at everything. It's just what I do. Okay, so let me just say, I don't know exactly what YouTube is doing. I'm not really sure. The channel is growing, and sometimes by leaps and bounds. I could get 100 subscribers that month. Here's the thing I don't understand all the way. Increased subscribers, the chart looks like it's going up in every direction, mostly up. It's going up, and then my views are going down. They reverted to what I was doing like last year at this time. It's not really, I don't really get it. How do you have more subscribers but you have less views? And I think what they're doing is they're kind of saying, okay, look, your subscribers don't matter anymore because we're not showing them the videos just because they're subscribed. Now, here's the thing. When you subscribe to a channel, you're kind of raising your hand and saying, hey, I want to be notified of these videos. I like this person's video. I would like you to let me know when this person is having a video. But they don't do that. Sometimes they just say, no, that's not the kind of video that I think you will like, so I'm not going to show it to you even though you subscribe to the channel, and you're not going to see it. You'll have to, even if you put notifications, I've put on notifications for channels and not gotten notifications when their video goes live. I don't understand it. The first thing I always do when I go onto YouTube is I check my subscriber feed. That's the first page I go to before I go to any of the suggested stuff, because the suggested stuff could be completely out of line with what I'm looking for, and I do like the people that I'm subscribed to, so I try and look there first. However, that's not what YouTube wants to do sometimes. They want to go ahead and put you wherever they want to put you, and that's just how it is. And now sometimes you publish a video and they say, hey, you want more people to know about it? Now, they're not doing this to everybody yet, but they're saying, hey, do you want more people to know about it? Just pay us a fee and we'll advertise your channel to more people. We'll show it to more people. And if you're ever watching a video, up on the right side, you'll see another video that says ad on it. Those are people that have paid the monies to get their video put at the top of someone else's video on the right-hand side if you're on desktop. I don't think it's on if you're on a phone or something like that. I don't know if it is on a tablet, but I know it isn't on a phone. And then they pay that money to be exposed to more people. Here's the problem. If YouTube knows that those people are out there looking for these types of videos and they're trying to push the ad to the type of people that will watch the video, why don't they just do that for the people to begin with? And I'll tell you why. It's because they're losing some ad money. People are starting to tighten their belts, and instead they're trying to get more money from the people who are already on the channel, who are already making videos, and they say, oh, well, maybe these people want to advertise on it. So they start asking people. They have not asked me yet, but I've seen many people reporting this, and they will eventually. They're going to get to everybody saying every time you publish a video, hey, do you want to push this out to more people? Just pay us some more money and we'll show more people. But I understand YouTube is a business. They need money to operate. That's how any business works. And they charge people money, and they take things away from other people who are getting money. And so, but that's just neither here nor there. That's just how it's going. So in the long run, just to let you know, the views are going down, the watch hours are going down, the subscribers are going up. So that's just how it's going to be for a little while. It's just, there's seasons for everything, and I'm not complaining. This is just, it's just another season that, yep, that's what's happening now. Maybe I'll get another push later. But I do have Patreon supporters, and they do support, and I always end up with roughly the same number. There's usually roughly 4. Sometimes I'll gain 2 or 3, and then another 2 or 3 will just disappear. So, but I always end up with somewhere around 4. I'm very grateful for these people. They don't need to do anything. I don't do anything for them. I do the little, once in a while, the little mailings and give them something. But really, I don't do anything for them. They're just supporting the channel because they can. And out of the goodness of their heart, they're saying, hey, look, we like what you're doing, and so here's a little bit extra money. There was even someone who will remain nameless because this person does not want to be any kind of publicly known whatever. They don't want any credit for what they did. But anyway, there's something called a super thanks, which is at the bottom of the video, and there's a little heart with $1 in it or whatever, and you can thank someone for the video that you just enjoyed. Instead of becoming a constant like monthly donator, you just say, hey, that was a great video, I really got something out of it, here's a couple bucks. But I am very grateful to that person. Thank you very much for doing that. I never expected anyone to do that, so that's a wonderful thing, and I appreciate it. Enough of the money talk. Let's talk about the website. So I still see people are visiting the website quite a bit. It's usually the same people, but people are on there. Not a whole lot of people are interacting with the website. I'm not seeing any comments in the forums or people saying, hey, put my art up on the site. And I'm not seeing any of that stuff, but I am seeing plenty of activity where people are at least logging on and checking it out. So thank you for doing that. I just want to build the community together. That is something that is entirely free. I just want to show that, you know, we're coming together, and maybe we could start talking a little bit more. That would do my heart very well. I would be very happy just to see us talking a little bit more on there. Maybe people sending in some more art for me to put up on the website. And also in the channel, I always do a video and say, look, this person sent this. If they're okay with it. If someone says, no, I'd like to remain anonymous, I don't want any of my stuff going on, I just want to see what you think of this. Is there something I can improve on or something? I do that for people too, then not just publish it all over the place. I just want you to be able to interact with me, and I want to interact with you and just develop this community that we're doing. It's developing very well. I enjoy talking to all of you. I have some of you who send me private messages. Even if this is incredible to me, but there are people that even if they miss a video or two where they haven't commented and they're so used to doing that, but something stopped them, they didn't see the video or they couldn't watch it or whatever, they're sending me private messages saying, hey, look, I just want you to know I'm still here. You just haven't heard from me right now, but I'm still here and I'm still watching your videos, still enjoying the content, still arting and enjoying it myself, and it's bringing joy to my life, and I love hearing that kind of stuff. So you all, I'm not going to repeat the whole thing about the podcast thing, how it didn't work out with things. I'm doing other things with the podcast. I still have plans in mind for that. I will still be doing that. It's just not right now. I haven't done that yet, but I will be, I promise you. And since I'm talking about what I will be doing, this is what I want to address, the not doing. So someone asked me, and I appreciate this gentleman, he comments on things, asks me some questions, says he'd like to see some things, and he remembers when I used to go outside and vlog outside before the video, that instead of sitting in the studio doing the opening, I used to be outside doing the opening, or vlogging doing the opening, or I'd be at a park, or I'd be walking, or whatever I'm doing. And here's the thing, I would love to do that. This is just a short story, but I have to explain it. So I started out with a Nikon D5600 as my camera. No stability in it. There's a little bit of stability in the lens, but it was not great. It was a Sigma lens. They don't talk to each other very good, and it didn't work very well. So I ended up immediately switching that because that's what I wanted to start doing, was vlogging. I did a couple with that, but it was shaky as anything. It actually annoyed me. It didn't annoy you all very much, but it annoyed me, so I couldn't do that anymore. So then I went ahead and got the Panasonic G9. Amazing little camera. It's a micro four thirds camera. It's a beautiful camera. I love it. Great video specs. Perfect stability. You just walk. You could do with it. You could almost run with the thing and it wouldn't look very shaky. And the thing was great. Here's the problem with it. It was not a unlimited record time, so I'd be recording, it would shut off on me, I wouldn't realize because I'd be in the zone drawing something, start the video up, and it's like, oh no, it's wrong, I gotta start recording again, and every 30 minutes it would cut me out. Well, sometimes I draw for 3 hours, so doing that every 30 minutes is kind of, to remember that, I can't remember it, I get in the zone, it shuts off on me, and you start and all of a sudden you're looking at one part of the video and then all of a sudden it cuts far ahead, like 20 minutes ahead. So that kind of annoyed me. But the other thing is the autofocus was terrible. It was losing me constantly. I wanted to throw the thing out the window. All in all, I loved the camera, but there were those irritations just really got to me. So I was looking for something new, and I got this new Olympus OM1. They said it was going to be the best autofocus, industry leading. It was a Sony sensor. It's supposed to be this quad pixel autofocus. They've never seen anything like it before. They lie to you. It loses me constantly. It's sometimes it will act perfect. It will be beautiful, one take and done. Other times I'll have to record an opening like 3-4 times and then piece it together with where the parts are that are actually in focus. It latches onto things in the background on the bookshelf, and that's why I can't go outside, because if I go outside, it latches onto trees, houses. If you put it on bird autofocus, it'll track a bird. But me, it doesn't want to track. It thinks I'm ugly and doesn't want to look at me. It would rather look at the house. So that's the problem. It's looking at the house. I need it to look at me so I could talk to it, and it's not working out. So that's a big problem there. The other thing it does with the lying to me is that it said, oh yeah, you can just program all your video specs on this knob. You have all these custom buttons. You can No, you cannot. It'll save the frames per second, and it'll save the resolution, like 1080 or 4K. It'll save that, but it will not save the actual specs that you're trying to get the shutter speed and the ISO right and the f-stop right and get the look that you want from the camera. It won't save that. It goes into program auto on all those except for the movie. And so you can only have one preset. That's it. It's in the movie section, and that's all you can do. It just irritates me to no end. So I'm ready to throw this thing out, but I'm downgrading technically. I'm getting rid of this one. I'm downgrading. I'm selling it with 5 lenses to something else, and I'm going to go and get the new Sony a6700 that's coming out with perfect autofocus. It has some weird AI autofocus. It'll follow you around the room if you get up and walk around. But anyway, it's supposed to be perfect autofocus, and there's stability there, and I can go outside because it's finally weather sealed. That's the other thing with the OM1. They lie to you. They tell you it's the best weather sealed camera that has ever existed. The problem is all of the lenses are not waterproof or dustproof or any kind of weatherproof. There's no weatherproofing of the lenses unless you spend like a ridiculous amount of money to get the professional lenses, which I will never get. I'm not going to spend $1,500, $2,000. It's just ridiculous. I'm not going to spend that kind of money on a lens. It's just not for this. I'm just a scrubby little YouTuber. I'm not doing this. This is not a professional thing for me as far as me. Oh, I'm going to be recording someone's wedding, and they're going to remember this for the rest of their life. This is a YouTube video. Most people are going to watch this. They're not going to remember it tomorrow. So I just need something that will get me, but that I can take outside. And if the wind blows, the dust doesn't go inside the camera. Because if the lens isn't weather sealed, that means the camera is not weather sealed. So it can have the best IP rating of any camera in the world, but the lenses don't, so that sucks for me. The new Sony one, every lens that I'm looking at, even the cheap ones, have some kind of weather sealing on them, and the camera's weather sealed. So I can start to go outside again without worrying that I'm going to damage the camera. It'll actually focus on me. It'll work. It's just an amazing thing. It's a cheaper than what I'm actually using, so it's technically a downgrade, but in every aspect that I need it, it's a big step up, a huge step up. So I'm going to sell this thing and get that when it comes out. It hasn't come out yet. That's the problem. I pre-ordered it, but I'm waiting. As soon as it comes in, this one's going in the trash where it belongs. And yes, one of the things I would love to do is go outside and do some of this rough abstract landscaping outside at a place where you can see what I'm doing. You can actually, oh, okay, that's what you're actually drawing. You're going to draw that thing? Okay. And you'll see me draw it while looking at the thing. That's a nice thing to do. You can see what I'm going to do. It's like a plein air thing. And I wanted to do that for a while. I can't wait to get back in the parks, go get some bird footage. So I'll put up some bird footage for you because I haven't done that in forever. And that will also lead to me getting a ton more reference photos and putting them up on the website so you can use them. And that's something I want to do. So that's roughly where I am right now. That's basically what I'm looking at. Revamp the whole podcast and get some of that going again. Also, I didn't mention this, but I've mentioned it many times before, but not any time recently, and I'm just going to mention it to you now. I am almost done. I have a book that I wrote. It's just a story. I was going to put a bunch of art into it, but really nothing fits the story. So I'm going to, it's actually, I'll show you when it's ready to come out. It'll be published on Amazon very cheaply. I'm not trying to make a whole bunch of money off of it. I just want to get a story out there. But it's based on a drawing that I did years ago. So I'm going to, when it does come out, I'm going to do a video on, hey, this is the drawing that I did, and I knew there was a story there and how I developed it. And it's actually burst open in my brain a bunch of different stories. So this is the first story. I have a ton more. Some of them are related, like this one leaves, it's not really on a cliffhanger, but it kind of leaves open-ended, so I can write more stories to this one, but also write more about this thing, this world that I'm creating. So definitely interesting to me. I don't know if it would be interesting to anybody else, but I'll let you know when that comes out. It's very close. I have it all written. I just have to do the proofreading and all that kind of stuff, put it into the format I need to do, and then put it up there. And then when I do that, I'll let everybody know. Again, it's not an art book, so I will not be upset if nobody's interested. This is just something I want to do. However, when it does come out, I'm going to put the first chapter on the website so you can see the first chapter and see if maybe that story's a little interesting to you. And if not, it's only 5 chapters. The whole story is 5 chapters. So the first one's going to be up on the website. You got 4 more chapters to see what's going on. So if that's something you're interested in, at least you'll be able to see. So please, what I'm asking from you is, will you let me know, do you want to see more of this abstract landscape type thing with this rough kind of pen drawing with ink that I then add color to later and then go correct it again with ink again? Is that something you like? Do you want to see me paint on location or something? Be out there in the wilderness and painting and being bitten by bugs and burning and scorching in the sunlight and being stung by bees and having biting ants crawling up my leg? And is that something that interests you? Because I'm talking myself out of it, but I really do want to get out there. I just may wait till the end of maybe like fall. I think fall, that's when I'll get a little bit more into that. It's a little too hot right now. There's a lot of bees out there. They're trying to sting something. Alright, so thumbs up the video if you liked this drawing. If you thought maybe you can try this. You can do something like this. Because guess what? You can. This is not very hard. I'm trying to make this something very simple, but that you can get out quickly, and something that's very therapeutic for how you're just scribble something out, and it just works. It's just fine. You don't have to do. There's not a lot of fine detail. Well, in this one, there's some fine detail, but you can do that if you want, but you don't have to. You can add different things. You can do a whole, I don't know, do like a neurographic drawing on top of it, or do something else on top of it. But I enjoyed this one. I hope you do too. Please, again, let me know what kind of videos you want to see coming up, because we're coming up to 3 years now. I want to make sure I'm putting out the stuff that you want to see. If I'm putting out a bunch of stuff you don't want to see, and you've subscribed to the channel, then I'm not really putting stuff out for you, am I? So go ahead and let me know. Did I say to thumb up the video? I think I already said it. I don't remember. I'll have to go back and look, but I probably said thumb up the video if I said it somewhere. You know what to do. I don't have to tell you. Alright, so I've already mentioned about the website. I'm not going to do the ending thing with the website again, but you go to Illustrations by Pete, and you can let me know. You contact me from there, check out some things, look at the free reference photos, and you know the spiel. I did do it at the end of every video, but I'm not going to do it in this one. You get a little reprieve in this one. Alright, that's about it for me. I'm going to go. I'll see you in the next one.